There is something profoundly intriguing about the human experience, the way we connect, bond, and communicate. At the center of it all lies touch, one of the most fundamental aspects of human interaction. Touch is ancient, predating spoken language. It carries with it the unspoken power to communicate what words often fail to express: trust, intimacy, and connection. Now, when it comes to the dynamic between men and women, the role of touch becomes even more nuanced. You see, there are moments when touch isn't just a fleeting sensation, but an encounter with meaning. Certain types of physical contact reach far deeper than the surface. They awaken primal instincts, bridge emotional gaps, and even redefine a relationship. The power lies in where, how, and when that touch is applied. Some moments have the ability to evoke respect, comfort, or desire. These points of connection are not simply biological, they are psychological and symbolic as well. When a man feels understood or validated through touch, it's as though you've accessed a core part of his being. For example, a hand placed on his shoulder is not just a physical gesture, it's a symbol of support and camaraderie. It says, "I see you, I'm here for you." That's not a superficial act, it's deeply embedded in our cultural and psychological fabric. And what about the face? A gentle touch to his cheek or jawline communicates vulnerability and tenderness. It's a gesture that strips away ego and defenses, opening the door to authentic connection. Such a touch doesn't merely reassure, it can inspire a man to protect, to love, and to rise to his better self. Consider the back, a place often overlooked. A touch here signifies encouragement. It's an unspoken reminder that someone believes in him, that he isn't walking alone. Encouragement from this kind of touch speaks louder than words, cutting through the noise of doubt and insecurity. And then there's the hand-to-hand shake, a brush of fingers or holding hands. These moments aren't trivial. They represent trust and unity. The hand is the extension of will and action. So when you connect here, you align yourself with his intentions, his goals, his very sense of purpose. Lastly, don't underestimate proximity and presence. Touch doesn't always mean physical contact. It can also mean the intentional closeness that communicates respect and warmth without a word. It's an acknowledgement of shared space and mutual understanding. When used with sincerity and intention, these moments of touch transform relationships. They transcend the physical and become something much greater, a demonstration of shared humanity and enduring respect. Touch is one of the most fundamental aspects of human existence, a primal form of communication that predates spoken language. It is woven into the very fabric of our biology and psychology, serving as a universal medium through which emotion, tensions, and bonds are conveyed. From the moment we are born, touch becomes an essential part of how we understand the world around us. A newborn's first encounter with the world is often through touch, a mother's embrace, the warmth of skin-to-skin contact, or the steady beat of a caregiver's heart. This early experience of touch creates a sense of safety and belonging, laying the groundwork for trust and emotional connection. Touch carries a depth of meaning that words can rarely achieve. It transcends linguistic barriers, cultural divides, and even time itself. Long before humans developed complex languages, touch was how we expressed affection, comfort, and solidarity. It was a way to signal trust or establish boundaries, a way to nurture or protect. This ancient form of communication has survived and evolved, becoming an indispensable part of how we navigate relationships and social interactions. What makes touch so powerful is its ability to elicit immediate, visceral responses. The human body is wired to respond to touch on a physiological level, activating neural pathways that influence our emotions and behaviors. A simple touch can lower cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress, while increasing oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone. This chemical response reinforces trust and connection, making touch a deeply effective tool for creating emotional intimacy. It explains why a comforting hug can bring relief during moments of distress, or why a reassuring pat on the back can boost confidence in times of uncertainty. Beyond its physiological effects, touch operates as a powerful social signal. It communicates intentions and emotions that are often difficult to articulate. For instance, a firm handshake can convey confidence and respect, while a gentle touch on the arm can express empathy or concern. These gestures are subtle but incredibly impactful, shaping how people perceive and respond to one another. Touch also serves as a way to affirm relationships and reinforce social bonds. In friendships, romantic partnerships, and familial connections, touch acts as a silent, yet profound reminder of belonging and mutual care. Touch is not just about physical sensations, it carries with it a symbolic weight. Different types of touch can evoke different meanings depending on the context and relationship. A playful tap, a lingering handhold, or a warm embrace each tells its own story, tailored to the dynamics of the individuals involved. The context of touch is critical. It must align with the emotional and relational cues of the moment. When touch is used appropriately and authentically, It becomes a tool of extraordinary depth and nuance, capable of bridging emotional gaps and fostering understanding. The role of touch is particularly significant in intimate relationships. In romantic connections, touch becomes a primary language of affection and closeness. A simple gesture like brushing a partner's cheek or holding hands conveys feelings that may be difficult to verbalize. These acts of touch nurture emotional safety and trust, reinforcing the bond between individuals. They remind us that we are seen, valued, and connected, fostering a sense of belonging that is integral to healthy relationships. It is worth noting that the absence of touch can have equally profound effects. Studies have shown that a lack of physical contact can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and even depression. This highlights the essential nature of touch as a form of nourishment for the human spirit. It is not merely a luxury or a casual act, it is a necessity for emotional well-being and connection. Touch, in its simplicity, carries the complexity of human experience. It speaks the language of connection, operating on both a physical and symbolic level to communicate what words often fail to express. It is ancient, universal, and timeless, reminding us that at the core of humanity lies the need to feel understood, supported, and connected. Touch is an intrinsic part of human communication and interaction, and its power to build trust, intimacy, and connection is unparalleled. It operates on levels that are both biological and psychological, connecting individuals in ways that words or actions alone cannot. The profound impact of touch on human relationships lies in its ability to bypass intellectual filters, reaching directly into the emotional and instinctive core of our being. It serves as an unspoken language rich with nuance and meaning, and its role in fostering trust and intimacy is fundamental to the human experience. When we touch someone, we convey far more than physical contact. Touch signals care, attention, and acknowledgement, sending messages of reassurance, safety, and mutual respect. These elements are essential in establishing trust, which is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Trust is not built solely on verbal promises or shared experiences. It is also constructed through physical gestures that communicate sincerity and emotional availability. A handshake that lingers just long enough to feel genuine, a pat on the back that says, "I'm proud of you," or a comforting hug during a difficult moment. These are the kinds of touches that transcend words and build trust on a deeper, more instinctive level. The ability of touch to foster intimacy is equally remarkable. Intimacy is more than just physical closeness. It is the sense of being understood, valued, and connected to another person. Touch plays a pivotal role in creating this sense of closeness, acting as a bridge between individuals. In romantic relationships, touch becomes a primary language of affection and bonding. A gentle caress, a kiss, or the act of holding hands communicates love and desire in ways that words often cannot. These moments of physical connection create a sense of vulnerability and openness, allowing individuals to feel safe and secure in each other's presence. In non-romantic relationships, touch still plays a critical role in building intimacy. A hug from a friend or a reassuring squeeze of the hand can convey solidarity and emotional support. Such gestures remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, that someone else understands and cares. They break down emotional barriers and create a shared sense of humanity, deepening the bond between individuals. Touch is a reminder that we are social creatures wired for connection and belonging, and it allows us to express these needs in ways that transcend spoken language. From a psychological perspective, the power of touch to create trust and intimacy can be attributed to the way it impacts the brain. When we experience a kind or caring touch, our bodies release oxytocin, often referred to as the bonding hormone. Oxytocin fosters feelings of trust, attachment, and emotional warmth, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens relationships. At the same time, touch can reduce stress levels by lowering cortisol, the hormone associated with fear and anxiety. This dual effect of touch calming the mind and fostering connection makes it an essential tool for building and maintaining emotional bonds. Touch also has a symbolic dimension, which makes it particularly effective in fostering trust and intimacy. The act of touching someone implies a willingness to bridge the physical and emotional distance between individuals. It is a gesture of vulnerability, a way of saying, "I am here with you, fully present." This is why moments of touch can feel so significant. They carry with them an acknowledgement of the other person's value and presence. When used intentionally and authentically, touch becomes a powerful way of reinforcing the bonds that tie us to one another. The absence of touch, on the other hand, can erode trust and intimacy. Without the reassurance of physical connection, individuals may feel isolated or disconnected, even in the presence of others. This highlights the importance of touch in maintaining emotional health and relational stability. It is not just a tool for building trust and intimacy, but also a critical component in sustaining these elements over time. Touch communicates care, respect, and connection in ways that words cannot. It bridges gaps, fosters understanding, and builds the emotional scaffolding that relationships rely on. Its ability to establish trust and intimacy is not just a byproduct of human evolution, but a cornerstone of our shared humanity. A hand placed on the shoulder is one of the simplest yet most profound gestures of human connection. It is a form of touch that carries with it a wealth of meaning, serving as a powerful symbol of support and camaraderie. While it might seem like a small or casual act, the placement of a hand on someone's shoulder can communicate more than words ever could, offering reassurance, encouragement, and a sense of solidarity. This gesture speaks directly to our need for belonging and connection, fulfilling a primal human desire to feel supported by those around us. The shoulder, both metaphorically and physically, represents strength and resilience. When someone places their hand on your shoulder, it is as if they are acknowledging that strength while simultaneously offering their own. It is a gesture that bridges emotional divides, signaling that you are not alone in your struggles. Whether it is a mentor guiding a student, a friend offering comfort, or a partner sharing in a moment of vulnerability, this simple act of touch carries profound emotional weight. What makes a hand on the shoulder particularly impactful is its universality. It transcends cultural and linguistic boundaries, serving as a shared human gesture of reassurance. Across the world, this form of touch is used to express care, encouragement, and mutual respect. Its universality lies in its subtlety. There is no aggression or dominance in this gesture, only the quiet affirmation of presence and support. It tells the other person, "I'm here for you," in a way that feels personal and genuine. In moments of stress or uncertainty, a hand on the shoulder can act as an anchor. It grounds the individual, reminding them that they are seen and valued. This is especially important in challenging situations where the pressures of life can make someone feel isolated or overwhelmed. The physical sensation of a hand on the shoulder has a calming effect, activating the body's parasympathetic nervous system and reducing feelings of anxiety. It creates a sense of safety, allowing the individual to gather their thoughts and regain their composure. The gesture is not limited to moments of difficulty. It also plays a vital role in moments of triumph and celebration. When placed in a context of success or achievement, a hand on the shoulder becomes a gesture of pride and acknowledgement. It is a way of saying, "I see what you've accomplished and I'm proud of you." This form of touch reinforces bonds, creating a shared sense of joy and accomplishment. It reminds us that even in our greatest moments, the connections we share with others enhance the experience and give it meaning. There is also a symbolic aspect to this gesture. The shoulder is often associated with bearing burdens, whether physical or emotional. When someone places their hand on your shoulder, it can feel like sharing that burden, even if only for a moment. This unspoken acknowledgement of your struggles can be incredibly powerful, offering a sense of relief and understanding. It is a gesture that says, "You don't have to carry this alone." The dynamic nature of a hand on the shoulder also allows it to adapt to various contexts and relationships. In professional settings, it can be a sign of mentorship or guidance, a way to inspire confidence in a colleague or subordinate. Among friends, it can signal loyalty and trust, reinforcing the bond that ties two people together. In romantic relationships, it can be a quiet expression of intimacy, a way to say, "I'm here for you," without the need for elaborate words or gestures. The timing and intention behind this touch are critical to its impact. A hand on the shoulder must be genuine, rooted in care and empathy to convey its intended message. If done without sincerity, it risks feeling hollow or even intrusive. But when performed with authenticity, it has the power to hash an interaction, offering emotional depth and connection in ways that words cannot match. Touch is a form of communication that operates on both conscious and subconscious levels. The physical sensation of a hand on the shoulder is processed not just as a tactile experience, but also as an emotional one. It signals to the brain that someone is near, both physically and emotionally. This reassurance fosters trust, reduces stress, and deepens the bond between individuals. The beauty of this gesture lies in its simplicity. It requires no elaborate preparation, no grand display of affection, just a moment of presence and intention. Yet within that simplicity lies an extraordinary capacity for connection, reminding us of the power of human touch to uplift, support, and unite. Touching the face is one of the most intimate and profound gestures in human connection, a powerful act that communicates vulnerability and tenderness. It is a deeply personal and meaningful form of contact, reserved for moments when words fall short and emotions take precedence. A simple touch to the cheek or jawline carries a depth of emotional resonance that can break down walls, soften defenses, and create a bond that transcends the physical. It is a gesture that requires trust, sensitivity, and intention, as the face is not only the most expressive part of the human body, but also one of the most guarded. The human face is a canvas of emotion. Every smile, frown, or subtle twitch reveals thoughts and feelings, making it the most visible and expressive part of who we are. When someone touches your face, they are acknowledging the most vulnerable and personal part of you. This act bypasses the surface-level interactions of everyday life and goes straight to the core of emotional connection. It is an acknowledgement of the other person's humanity, an unspoken way of saying, I see you, I accept you, and I care about you. Touching someone's face often occurs in moments of heightened emotion, times of love, comfort, or even sorrow. In romantic relationships, a hand gently placed on the cheek conveys affection and tenderness. It is a way of expressing love without words, an intimate reminder of closeness and connection. The act itself is delicate, almost reverent, as if handling something precious. This kind of touch deepens the emotional bond between two people, creating a sense of safety and intimacy that is difficult to replicate through any other means. In moments of vulnerability, touching the face can have an incredibly soothing effect. When someone is upset, anxious, or overwhelmed, a touch to the face can serve as a grounding gesture, helping to calm their emotions. The physical sensation triggers a release of oxytocin, the hormone associated with bonding and relaxation, while also reducing stress and anxiety. This is why gestures like wiping away tears or cradling someone's face during a difficult time are so impactful. They not only provide physical comfort, but also offer emotional reassurance. The act of touching the face also carries symbolic weight. It is an unspoken acknowledgement of the other person's uniqueness and individuality. The face is what makes us recognizable, what defines us to the outside world, and what carries the essence of our identity. By touching someone's face, you are not just connecting with them physically, you are honoring their personhood and the emotions they carry. This is why such a gesture is often reserved for the closest of relationships, those built on trust, respect, and genuine affection. The cultural and social implications of touching the face further highlight its significance. In many cultures, the face is considered sacred or deeply personal, making the act of touching it an even more profound gesture of closeness and trust. It is not something done lightly or without intention. The very act of reaching for someone's face implies a level of familiarity and emotional investment that sets it apart from other forms of touch. The vulnerability inherent in this gesture cannot be overstated. Allowing someone to touch your face requires a high degree of trust, as it involves lowering defenses and permitting physical proximity to an area that is both sensitive and symbolic. This mutual vulnerability is what makes the gesture so powerful. It creates a shared moment of openness and connection that strengthens the relationship between two people. It is an act that says, I trust you enough to let you in, and I care enough to offer you this moment of tenderness. Touching the face is also a way of communicating emotions that are difficult to articulate. In moments of love, it can express adoration and devotion. In times of sorrow, it can convey empathy and shared grief. In situations of reassurance, it can silently affirm, I'm here for you. These gestures transcend language, offering a direct line to the emotional heart of human connection. The face, with its sensitivity and expressiveness, is uniquely positioned to receive and respond to touch in a way that deepens relationships. The nerve endings in the face make it highly receptive to physical sensations, amplifying the emotional impact of a gentle caress or supportive touch. This physical response, combined with the psychological weight of the gesture, creates an experience that is both immediate and lasting. Touching the face is a gesture of profound emotional significance. It requires trust, intention, and care, and it communicates a depth of connection that goes beyond words. It is an act of vulnerability and tenderness, a way of saying, I see you, I care about you, and I am here with you in this moment. In its simplicity, it holds the power to comfort, connect, and transform. Touching the back is an often overlooked yet profoundly meaningful gesture that holds the power to communicate encouragement, support, and belief in another person. It is a simple action that resonates deeply on both a physical and emotional level, offering reassurance and strength in a way that words alone cannot achieve. The back, both symbolically and physically, is the part of the body that bears burdens, and when someone places a hand there, it's as if they're saying, I am here to share the weight with you. The back is uniquely significant in human communication because it is vulnerable. Unlike the face, which can display emotions, or the hands, which can act and express, the back is exposed, unguarded, and often unseen. A touch on the back bypasses verbal or visual cues, connecting directly to the subconscious and primal parts of our being. This makes it a particularly powerful gesture when it comes to offering encouragement or comfort. The placement of a hand on someone's back conveys a sense of presence and solidarity, as if to say, I'm right here supporting you, even if you don't see me. Encouragement through touch on the back is often most effective in moments of challenge or certainty. In difficult situations, such as a daunting task, a moment of self-doubt, or an emotionally charged experience, A touch on the back can act as a grounding force. It reassures the individual that they are not alone and that someone believes in their ability to persevere. This gesture subtly communicates you got this without the need for elaborate explanations or lengthy reassurances. It's a quiet but powerful vote of confidence that resonates deeply. The physical sensation of a hand on the back triggers a calming response in the body. When someone experiences this kind of touch, their brain often interprets it as a signal of safety and trust. This can help to reduce stress and anxiety, creating a sense of stability and emotional security. The act of touching the back also releases oxytocin, the hormone associated with bonding and comfort, further enhancing the sense of connection between the individuals involved. This combination of physiological and emotional effects makes a touch on the back an ideal gesture for offering encouragement in moments of difficulty. Symbolically, the back represents strength and resilience. It is the part of the body that carries us forward and bears the physical and emotional weight of life. When someone places a hand on your back, it can feel like they are helping to shoulder that burden, even if only for a moment. This gesture is an acknowledgement of the challenges you face and a reminder that you do not have to carry them alone. It creates a sense of shared responsibility and support, strengthening the bond between individuals. In moments of celebration or achievement, a touch on the back takes on a different but equally powerful meaning. It becomes a gesture of recognition and pride, a way of saying, I see what you've accomplished and I'm proud of you. Whether it's a congratulatory pat on the back after a job well done, or a supportive hand during a moment of reflection, this touch reinforces positive emotions and fosters a sense of accomplishment. It serves as a reminder that success is sweeter when shared with others. The context in which a touch on the back occurs also plays a significant role in its impact. In professional settings, it can convey mentorship, leadership, or camaraderie. A supervisor placing a reassuring hand on an employee's back during a challenging project signals belief in their abilities and provides motivation to push forward. In personal relationships, the gesture can express affection, empathy, or solidarity. Among friends, it might signify loyalty and encouragement, while in romantic partnerships, it can convey comfort and closeness. The simplicity of this gesture is part of its beauty. A touch on the back does not require grand gestures or excessive thought. It is instinctive and natural, yet profoundly effective. It transcends verbal communication, operating on a level that is intuitive and deeply human. The act of placing a hand on someone's back is an acknowledgement of their presence and worth, a way of saying, I see you and I believe in you. This gesture also has a ripple effect. The encouragement conveyed through a touch on the back often inspires the recipient to extend that same support to others. It creates a cycle of connection and care, reinforcing the social bonds that are essential to human relationships. This is why the gesture is so enduring and universal. It taps into the fundamental human need for connection, reassurance, and shared experience. Touching the back is more than a physical act. It is a symbolic and emotional gesture that communicates belief, support, and encouragement. It bridges the gap between individuals, offering comfort and strength in moments of doubt and amplifying joy in moments of success. It is a reminder of the power of human connection and the profound impact that even the simplest touch can have. Holding someone's hands is an act of profound intimacy and connection, a gesture that speaks directly to the heart. Hands are extensions of our emotions and actions. They build, they comfort, they express. When someone holds your hands, it is an invitation to trust, an acknowledgement of presence, and an unspoken statement of unity. This gesture carries a deep emotional significance, transcending words, to offer reassurance, warmth, and solidarity in moments of joy, sorrow, or uncertainty. Human touch has a unique ability to connect us, and holding hands is one of the simplest yet most impactful ways to create that bond. When hands meet, the connection is immediate and deeply personal. It is not just the physical sensation of skin against skin, but the emotional message that is conveyed. Holding hands communicates, I am here with you. And in doing so, it offers a sense of comfort and grounding that is unparalleled. This touch bridges the physical space between two people, fostering a shared experience that is both calming and uplifting. One of the most powerful aspects of holding hands is its ability to provide reassurance. In moments of fear or distress, the act of taking someone's hand is a gesture of solidarity that says you are not alone. This is why it is so instinctive to reach for someone's hand during difficult times. It is a primal response that provides immediate comfort. The touch of another person reassures us that there is someone present who cares, someone who is willing to share in our emotional burdens. This simple act can diffuse feelings of anxiety and replace them with a sense of safety and belonging. From a physiological perspective, holding hands has tangible benefits for both the giver and the receiver. When hands are held, the body releases oxytocin, a hormone often referred to as the bonding hormone. Oxytocin promotes feelings of trust, attachment, and emotional warmth, creating a feedback loop that strengthens the connection between individuals. At the same time, holding hands reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, which helps to lower blood pressure and calm the nervous system. This dual effect, reducing stress while fostering connection, makes holding hands a powerful tool for emotional and physical well-being. Holding hands is also a way of expressing care and affection in a manner that feels natural and genuine. In romantic relationships, it is a gesture of closeness and love, a way of maintaining a physical and emotional connection even in the midst of everyday life. The simple act of interlocking fingers or holding hands while walking can communicate feelings of security, devotion, and unity. It is a quiet but powerful reminder that the bond between two people extends beyond words or actions. It is a constant, tangible connection. In friendships or familiar relationships, holding hands serves as a gesture of support and empathy. It is often seen in moments of shared grief when words are insufficient and the only way to convey understanding is through touch. In such instances, holding hands becomes a lifeline, a way of saying, "I am here with you, feeling what you feel." This act of physical connection allows emotions to flow freely between individuals, creating a sense of mutual comfort and understanding. Holding hands also plays a significant role in celebratory or triumphant moments. In these contexts, the gesture takes on a different tone, becoming a symbol of shared joy and accomplishment. Whether it is holding hands while crossing a finish line, joining hands in prayer, or simply clasping hands in excitement, the act amplifies positive emotions and reinforces the bonds between people. It is a way of saying we are in this together, and it transforms individual experiences into collective ones. The universality of holding hands further underscores its importance. Across cultures and societies, this gesture carries similar meanings of connection, care, and solidarity. It is an instinctive act that transcends language and cultural barriers, making it a fundamental aspect of human interaction. From the tender grasp of a child holding a parent's hand for security to the firm clasp of friends or partners standing together, holding hands is a timeless expression of trust and affection. What makes holding hands so impactful is its accessibility and simplicity. Unlike grand gestures or elaborate expressions of emotion, it requires nothing but presence and intention. It is an act that says, "I am here," in the most direct and heartfelt way possible. Its simplicity belies its depth, as the emotional resonance of holding hands can linger long after the physical contact has ended. Holding hands is more than just a physical act. It is a profound emotional connection that offers comfort, reassurance, and unity. It speaks to our deepest human needs to be seen, to be supported, and to belong. It is a gesture that strengthens bonds, calms the spirit, and reminds us of the power of human connection in its purest form. Touching someone's hair is one of the most tender and intimate forms of connection, a gesture that carries a unique emotional weight and often signifies care, comfort, and affection. Hair is personal. It's part of someone's identity, their appearance, and in many ways, their expression of self. When someone allows another to touch their hair, it is an act of trust and vulnerability, symbolizing a deeper level of emotional closeness and acceptance. This simple yet profound act holds the power to communicate affection, soothe the anxiety, and reinforce the bond between individuals in a way that transcends words. Hair has a unique significance in human interaction because it is both physical and symbolic. It's a part of us that is often styled and groomed to express individuality and personality, making it an intimate aspect of who we are. Allowing someone into that space, into the closeness required to touch one's hair, is a deeply personal gesture. It indicates a level of comfort and trust that goes beyond superficial interactions, signaling that the person feels safe and connected with you. The physical sensation of someone touching your hair is inherently soothing. Hair is rich with nerve endings, and the scalp is highly sensitive to touch. This is why acts like running fingers through someone's hair, brushing it gently, or massaging the scalp can evoke feelings of relaxation and comfort. These sensations activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting a state of calmness and reducing stress. For this reason, touching someone's hair often becomes a way to nurture and care for them, especially during moments of vulnerability or distress. It says, "I'm here for you," in a way that words often cannot convey. In romantic relationships, touching hair carries an added layer of intimacy. It is a gesture that signifies closeness, affection, and a desire to connect on a deeper level. Running fingers through a partner's hair, for example, can be an unspoken way of expressing love and admiration. It's a gentle and intentional act that feels both personal and affectionate, reinforcing the emotional bond between two people. This kind of touch often occurs in private or quiet moments where it serves as a reminder of the connection and trust shared within the relationship. The act of touching someone's hair also has a protective element. It can feel like a gesture of care and safeguarding, especially in times of emotional distress. For example, when someone brushes a strand of hair away from your face or smooths your hair to comfort you, it feels like a physical manifestation of their support and empathy. These small gestures are incredibly powerful because they show attention to detail and an awareness of the other person's needs. They communicate, I see you, I notice you, and I care. Touching hair also plays a role in familial and platonic relationships, where it serves as a gesture of nurturing and connection. Parents, for instance, often touch their children's hair as a way of showing love and comfort, whether by brushing it, braiding it, or simply stroking it to help them fall asleep. Among close friends, playful or affectionate gestures involving hair like tousling or patting can signify camaraderie and a shared sense of closeness. These moments reinforce the bonds of trust and affection within these relationships, creating a sense of belonging and emotional security. In moments of relaxation or self-care, touching hair can be an act of bonding and mutual attention. Think about the ritual of brushing someone's hair, for instance. It's a simple act, but one that requires focused care and physical closeness. This gesture allows for a moment of connection, where the act itself becomes a form of emotional communication. It says, I'm here with you, fully present, and I want to take care of you. There's also a cultural dimension to touching hair that adds layers of meaning to the gesture. In some cultures, hair carries significant symbolic and spiritual weight, making it an even more intimate aspect of human connection. For example, hair rituals, whether they involve grooming, braiding, or styling, are often deeply personal and tied to tradition. When someone is invited to participate in these rituals, it is a profound sign of trust and inclusion, further emphasizing the importance of touch in fostering relationships. At the same time, touching hair requires sensitivity and respect. Because hair is so personal, it's important to ensure that this gesture is welcomed and appreciated. When done with care and intention, it can strengthen bonds and create a sense of intimacy and trust. However, if done without consideration, it can feel intrusive or unwelcome. This balance underscores the importance of reading the other person's comfort level and ensuring that the act is rooted in genuine affection and mutual understanding. The emotional impact of touching hair often lingers far beyond the moment itself. It creates a memory of closeness and connection that deepens the relationship between two people. Whether it's a gesture of comfort during a difficult time, an expression of love in a quiet moment, or a playful interaction that brings joy, touching someone's hair is an act that speaks directly to the heart. It reminds us of the power of human touch to connect, comfort, and strengthen relationships in ways that words alone cannot achieve. Touching the shoulders is a gesture that carries deep significance in human interaction, often used to convey support, reassurance, and connection. The shoulders, in many ways, represent both strength and burden. They are the physical embodiment of carrying weight, whether it be literal or emotional. A touch on the shoulders acknowledges this duality and speaks directly to the person's experience, offering a gesture of empathy and solidarity. It is a simple yet powerful way to communicate care, encouragement, and presence. The physical act of touching someone's shoulders can immediately convey reassurance. It's a gesture that often comes at pivotal moments when someone is experiencing doubt, stress, or vulnerability. Placing a hand on someone's shoulders is a grounding action, reminding them that they are not alone and that support is available. This touch doesn't need words to carry its meaning. It's inherently comforting. It communicates, I'm here, I see you, and I understand what you're going through. The weight and pressure of the hand can feel stabilizing, as if it's helping to shoulder the emotional or physical load. Touching the shoulders is also a way of offering encouragement. Whether in a professional setting, a personal relationship, or a moment of personal growth, this gesture can serve as a silent boost of confidence. A pat or squeeze on the shoulders can be more effective than words in some situations, as it bypasses language and goes straight to the emotional core. It's a way of saying you've got this, or I believe in you, without needing to elaborate further. This simple gesture can provide the motivation someone needs to push forward, even when facing challenges or uncertainty. The shoulders are a natural focal point for connection because they are accessible and neutral. Unlike the face, which requires a higher level of intimacy to touch, or the back, which might feel more vulnerable, the shoulders are a middle ground. They are close enough to the core of the body to feel personal, but not so intimate as to cross boundaries. This makes touching the shoulders a versatile gesture that is appropriate in a wide range of contexts, from casual encouragement among colleagues to moments of deep emotional support between close friends or family members. In moments of sorrow or grief, touching someone's shoulders can be a profound act of empathy. It is a way of physically saying, I'm here with you in a time when words might feel inadequate. This gesture can convey compassion and solidarity, offering comfort without needing to intrude on the person's emotional space. The act of placing a hand on their shoulders allows them to feel supported and acknowledged, helping to create a sense of connection during a difficult time. From a physiological perspective, the touch of another person's hand on the shoulders has calming effects. The shoulders, being a part of the body where tension often accumulates, are particularly receptive to touch. A gentle squeeze or pat can help release some of that tension, promoting relaxation and a sense of ease. Additionally, the human brain interprets this kind of touch as a signal of care and safety, which can reduce stress and foster feelings of well-being. This makes the gesture especially impactful in high-stress situations where it can act as a grounding force. Touching the shoulders is not limited to moments of difficulty. It can also be a celebratory gesture. In times of triumph or accomplishment, a pat on the shoulders can signify pride and acknowledgement. It is a way of sharing in someone's success, amplifying their feelings of achievement, and reinforcing their sense of self-worth. This gesture conveys admiration and respect, showing the person that their efforts have been recognized and valued. In leadership roles, touching the shoulders can be a way of demonstrating mentorship and guidance. When a leader places a hand on someone's shoulders, it signifies a personal investment in their growth and well-being. It's a gesture that says, "I'm here to support you," while also encouraging them to take on challenges with confidence. This use of touch helps to build trust and strengthen the relationship between the leader and their team members, fostering a sense of unity and collaboration. Touching the shoulders also has cultural significance, as it often appears in rituals or traditions that emphasize connection and community. In some cultures, this gesture is part of blessings, greetings, or expressions of solidarity. For example, placing both hands on someone's shoulders during a moment of prayer or encouragement can symbolize the transfer of strength, support, or goodwill. These cultural nuances highlight the universal power of touch to convey meaning across different societies and contexts. This gesture requires mindfulness and respect to be truly effective. The intention behind touching someone's shoulders matters greatly, whether it is to comfort, encourage, or connect. The act must be genuine and appropriate to the situation. When done with care, it can transcend the physical to create a moment of emotional resonance. It's a gesture that doesn't demand attention but leaves a lasting impression, reinforcing bonds and building trust. Touching the shoulders is a deeply human gesture that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It acknowledges strength and vulnerability, offers support and encouragement, and reinforces the sense of connection that lies at the heart of all meaningful relationships. It is a reminder that sometimes the simplest touch can have the most profound impact. In the end, human connection is woven through the power of touch. Whether it's the tenderness of a hand on the back, the comfort of holding hands, the intimacy of brushing hair, or the grounding reassurance of a touch on the shoulders, these simple acts transcend words. They remind us that we are seen, valued, and supported in a world that can often feel isolating. Touch is a language that speaks directly to the soul, offering encouragement, empathy, and belonging in ways that words never could. It is through these subtle, intentional gestures that relationships deepen, trust flourishes, and love finds its most genuine expression. Let us never underestimate the profound impact of these moments, small, yes, but immensely powerful in their ability to bridge the distance between us and connect us as human beings.